Hello, everyone. My name is Cheryl Knurlberger, a Senior Sales Executive with LKCS, and welcome to today's webinar, Maximizing Your Social Media Results. I hope I covered some points today that will help you get more and better results from your social media efforts, but also make your life easier when it comes to managing your social media. A couple things before we get started. This webinar is being recorded and will be made available to you to watch at a later time or share. And during the presentation, feel free to submit any questions you might have through the toolbar. For those of you who may not be familiar with LKCS, we have been in business since 1961. We have clients all over the country with our primary focus on credit unions and banks. We provide services across all marketing channels from traditional to digital and work a lot with data and marketing automation as well as statement and e-statements. And we also provide a lot of personalized and segmented communications and, of course, social media. By now, most businesses have a social media presence. We've all recognized over the years that with social media's growth, these communication networks should be part of any brand or business's marketing. So we all jumped right into the deep end of the social media pool because it was the place to be. But that's just it. We jumped, and we jumped without a strategy or plan. So now we're either struggling with time, with engagement, and left kind of wondering, is this good? Should we be doing better? We now realize that as important it is to have a presence on social media, it's just as important to have a plan to maximize the results. So let's start with our plan and strategy. No social media presence can be effective until it is well planned and carried out strategically. So now is the perfect time to get into the shallower water and analyze, what we are doing today, and then develop or revisit that plan or strategy that you have in place, if you have one in place. So where do you start? First, you need to figure out, why are you there to begin with? What is the goal? Is it brand awareness? Customer service, relationship building? Maybe it's to reach a larger audience, target ideal customers, and possibly drive leads and conversations. It could be any of these. It could be a combination of more than one of these. But you first have to figure out why you're on social media networks to begin with. When you know why you're there, then take some time to review the networks you're already on, and if they match up to those reasons. So here are the top 17 most popular social networks based on the number of monthly active users. As we all know, social media networks represent billions of users. That's why we're there. But each social media platform has something that makes it different from the rest. Some are about sharing experiences and personal connection, while others thrive on video content and entertainment. You have to keep in mind that it's not realistic to be on all social media networks, and I don't think any of us are. And it's not even realistic to be on the top 17 social media networks, nor do you need to be. Review them. Focus on maximizing your results first. Pick those that fit your goals, that you're most familiar with, and are easy to use. And these are likely going to be among the most popular ones, and possibly these top 17. If you focus and work your plan on these few, you'll reach who you need to, because 9 out of 10 internet users use social media, and an average social media user uses 7.2 different social platforms every month. So we're just going to take a look at a few of the most popular ones. It should come as no surprise that Facebook is still the most popular with 2.9 billion monthly active users. Facebook is also constantly evolving to bring the best strategies for business success on the platform. And over 52% of their users are between the ages of 18 and 34. And if you think about it, you know that consumers make some pretty big purchases by the time they turn 35. So that's not a bad age group to consider as a target audience, especially for a financial institution. And looking to the future, Facebook knows that to stay relevant and a strong marketing tool, they will need to continue to bring in new features and tools that will help businesses even more to connect and market to its audience. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. This is that's not a big surprise either, considering that video has a higher engagement rate, and you can learn how to do just about anything on YouTube. However, aside from the do-it-yourself amateur videos, there are expectations for higher quality and informative content that looks and sounds good. So there can be higher expenses and more time involved in trying to keep up with new content on YouTube. And because of all of the do-it-yourself videos, its audience is a little more evenly spread out across all age groups. So it does make it a little harder to target if you're looking for that specific age group in larger numbers. And then Instagram. Instagram continues to be considered a powerhouse when it comes to social media marketing. The major updates that were done to the platform in 2021 helped to make it one of the most engaging social networks for consumers, which also makes it more valuable for marketers. And then Instagram also comes in very strong with the ages between 18 and 34 at just over 61%. And one more we're going to look at specifically is, of course, TikTok. We get asked almost every day, should my business be on TikTok? TikTok started with not much more than funny amateur videos and memes. Today, it's still mostly funny videos and memes. But to a few brands like Nike and Chipotle, it's also a powerful marketing tool. Now, this could be because almost 40% of its users are 18 to 24, which might be a great demo for them to be targeting, but you have to ask yourself, is it for you? TikTok users are also expecting to be entertained, which from an advertiser level requires out-of-the-box thinking. And more than other social media networks, you need to be outside the box in that thinking. And this requires more resources, tools, and quite possibly dedicated personnel for creating fresh content regularly. My suggestion is to get a solid handle on some of the other networks first. And then if you feel you still want to, add in TikTok, but you need to be prepared to put more time and creativity into it. So once you feel your goals are matching up and you're comfortable with the networks you're on, make sure your analytics are set up for each of them. This is the only way you'll know where you are now to be able to compare to later and what is going right and what isn't working. And most of the social media networks, they have their own built-in analytics tools, such as Facebook has Insights, Twitter has Analytics, LinkedIn has Campaign Manager, and list goes on. So it could be complicated and overwhelming to try and track more than one social media platform through each of their own analytics dashboard. So to help from getting bogged down, consider a third-party social media analytics tool to track your metrics. This will allow you to get more detailed insights and track multiple networks in one place. This will go a long way to helping you maintain and maximize your social media presence with these right tools, saving you time and effort. because unless you're like Nike, I'm sure you don't have a big social media team. And then it might even be worth checking into a third-party company like LKCS to help with the content creation and scheduling of your posts. But keep in mind that even if you hire a company, this doesn't mean that you're off the hook and can cross social media off your list entirely. You'll still need a point person within your organization who'll be responsible for some help with the local content and interacting with those who are interacting with your social media, whether it be complaints, comments, or questions. And then interacting with those who are interacting with your social media also will help to encourage more engagement. So analytics, if you have them set up, the first step to knowing if you're moving towards your goals is to find your starting point. Where is your social media at right now? Okay. If you want to drive traffic to your, like the website, the metrics are going to, the websites you track will depend on your goals. So if you want to work on increasing engagement and followers, you should track metrics such as reach and impressions. If you want to drive traffic to your website, you should track metrics such as clicks and website visits. You can also track your total number of followers and your growth in followers over time. You can start with averages and establishing a starting point and benchmarks for each of those, such as average daily impressions, average likes per post, average comments per post. Make notes of whichever averages you decide you want to watch, and now establish how much you want to see them grow. And maybe you start out by simply multiplying maybe those chosen averages by, let's say, by 1.5, and that makes your first benchmark at that level and gets you on your way to your larger goal. So by setting goals, monitoring your analytics, engaging your audience, experimenting with different types of content, and analyzing the results, you can improve your social media performance and get the most out of your efforts. Now, you can track the performance of your various pieces of content and compare them to your benchmarks and goals as well. This is how you'll know if something isn't working, and you can adjust your content until you get the right mix for your followers and are moving the needle closer to your goals. So a little bit about content then. There's no doubt that it's one of the most important pieces to maximizing your results. And financial institutions can have some of the hardest times gaining followers. Unfortunately, you're not a famous icon who easily gains millions of followers just by joining a social media network. So your content is king. And it's a process to figure out what is going to work and what isn't based on what you want to achieve. Excuse me a second, I'm kind of frozen in time. There we go. So one question is, how much time do you have to decide, how much do you have time to dedicate to your social media content on a regular basis? Most businesses and financial institutions don't have a social media team. They just add it to their already busy marketing departments. And so if you don't feel you have the time to create content, then there are companies that can be a great help with editing, creating, and even scheduling your content. However, as I mentioned before, help from someone inside your business will still be needed for that local content that's necessary to truly connect and grow your audience. What should your content look like? Well, first of all, it should be planned out. You need to be 1 to 2 months before that scheduling point and have a plan together. If you can get ahead by a whole quarter, that's great. Chances are probably not entirely. So get a calendar together, similar to possibly your marketing calendar. Again, it's important to take into consideration what you want to accomplish, not only your overall presence on social media, but your individual posts. There has to be a purpose to your post. Is it to drive traffic to your site, increase your followers, or increase engagement? Once you decide on the purpose, then you'll want to watch how your content is performing. Which posts generate the most likes and comments? Which posts generate the most clicks, and track where those clicks lead? What content is being shared to be exposed to new audiences? And everyone's favorite, overall engagement rate. What kind of content gets your audience excited? Try to make sure your content is educational, beneficial, or entertaining to your audiences. Not just promoting the bank or credit union services. Only 20% of your content should be products and services. So a few more tips. Don't overly rely on holidays and anniversaries or birthday posts. These should be supplemental, but they do help to humanize your business. Use humans, because humans connect to humans, not institutions. But choose someone who's relatable to the target audience of your post. Make the message clear. And consider using multimedia, images, stories, and videos if you can. And a little deeper into video, it doesn't have to be fancy. Consumers are highly responsive to the video format. It does emotion and storytelling better than any other medium. And video that is relaxed and informal puts people at ease. As long as it's authentic and interesting, no one will care too much about flubs and sound quality. It doesn't have to be complicated. If you have decent lighting and sound, you can successfully shoot videos on your phone or something like Zoom. Use someone at your business that can be consistent and is relatable to the audience you're speaking to. And remember, you're creating connections, not a commercial. And while it may be fine to shoot videos on a phone, editing is still very important. And that really could be handled by a third party, and they can use your footage to possibly do that. And they may give you some coaching tips along the way. Having a third party edit your video can help create a more professional experience. And at least remember that all videos should be full screen, vertical, high resolution, and short and sweet. So let's talk a little bit about some content ideas. Financial education. Many younger consumers are increasingly turning to social media for their financial advice and counsel. This is a great opportunity to think about some short video segments or post the content from an educational blog that will drive traffic back to your website. Almost 40% of Gen Zers which are consumers from about the age of 12 to 27 years of age, say they learned about personal finance on social media. Giveaways and contests, those are great. Pet photo contests, pumpkin carving or costume contests, ticket giveaways to events, gift card giveaways. Those are all great ideas and great ways to build your following. Some tips for a successful contest or giveaway: make sure you're offering something of value. And also figure out what the goal of running this contest or giveaway is. Are you trying to gain more likes, more followers? Are you trying to get your followers to share so you get in front of a larger audience? Make sure whatever your contest or giveaway is right for your target audience, and then promote it. You can't have a contest, not tell anyone about it, and expect it to be successful. You must promote it. Highlight a local business or business partner or nonprofit organization. It's great to do this, and if you do, be sure to tag their social media to reach their audience. It'll help you expand on yours. Volunteer efforts or local initiatives. These can be both ones that maybe you as a business are involved in, or maybe it's just one that one of your employees is involved with. An initiative, Postal Appreciation Week. Personalize it a little bit more. Actually thank your postal delivery person. See if you can snap a picture of them when they're dropping the mail off and post it on your social media page. And community events are always great. And these can be community events that either you're participating in or that you just want to help get behind and promote. And then polls are always great for interaction and engagement with your followers. So, if it's National Pizza Day, ask your followers about their favorite topping. Or maybe, November, December, just maybe simply ask your followers, what's your favorite holiday? And then we can come up with some video content ideas. And this, for financial institutions is great. Don't start off by thinking you're going to be able to produce a ton of videos at once. Maybe start with a smaller goal of at least 1 or 2 for each month. And you can do some short how-to or financial do's and don'ts. You can even use some screen captures and voiceovers for something like this. Frequently asked questions, you can address those in a short video. Testimonials, employee interviews, cause-related videos. So for example, if around Christmas time you're doing a toy drive, see if you can get a short little interview with the local organization that's going to be benefiting from it. And again, another chance to tag their social media. And then of course, again, community events. So I'm pretty sure I know what you're all thinking, and you're right. Yes, all of these take work and planning, but you'll see that the benefits will be difficult to ignore. So you finally, now that you have your plan and content strategy together, and organically your social media is on the right track, there is one more piece to the puzzle you should consider to maximize your results. And that's paid social media marketing. You should never quit promoting your social media organically within your business. And this is to your customers, your employees. Make sure you encourage them to share your posts, and to the community. And as a business, when you post organically to your social media networks, you are expecting that the people who will see it are a percentage of your followers, followers, if they should happen to share it, and then people following any hashtags you use. And the reason organic media or social media is so important and needs to happen first is because it's the best way to deepen your relationship with your current customers. But your organic reach is restricted by the social media network and their algorithms. So it's really a small percentage of your followers that will even see your organic posts. Currently, the Facebook average reach is to only 5.5% of your total followers. So that makes it increasingly difficult for your own audience to see your posts, let alone a new audience. So social media advertising is the best way to increase your reach with more of your followers, and new targeted audiences who may be interested in a particular post. Okay, 2 ways to do this is either through boosting your organic posts or specific ad campaigns. Organic creates brand awareness, promotes customer service, and deepens the relationship with your customers. But organic social media is often slower to reach your business goals, takes a lot of time and experimenting to get it dialed in and right. Paid social media advertising, it reaches a larger audience. It lets you target ideal customers by choosing attributes when you're setting up the campaign, and it drives leads and conversations. But obviously, with paid advertising, it requires a budget. You have to pay to play. It also requires some experience or expertise to monitor the advertising. But together, you will gain new customers and followers, and you'll reach your goals faster. Now, keep in mind that not all promotions need to be advertised. If there is a promotion that you really feel will help you meet your business goals, that's what you need to choose to create a campaign out of. If there is an organic post that is getting more engagement than usual, organically, then that's a post you want to boost. Because obviously, if it's something more interesting than usual to your current followers that are seeing it, then it will probably be interesting to others as well. With your paid advertising, be sure to target an audience that's similar to those following your social media already. Pay for retargeting. This is relatively low cost and will keep you in front of those who have already visited your social media organically. And watch your analytics. You want paid advertising to be working. By watching your analytics, you'll know when the results start to slide off and changes need to be made, and whether those changes need to be your content or something else. So I brought this up earlier that you have 2 options for your social media strategy. And one is to manage your social media internally, and the other is to hire a social media management company. Now, larger institutions will sometimes hire a social media manager to handle everything. But most add it to their marketing department's list of things to do. After all, it's marketing, right? But with everything else your marketing department has to do, they just don't have the time or the people to keep up with it properly, which can be both costly and sometimes dangerous when it comes to compliance. So if you do decide to handle your social media internally, you should at least use a social media management platform. Now, there are lots of choices out there when it comes to social media management platforms, and they can range anywhere from $60 a month to $1,000 per month. But one thing to keep in mind is that you're not going to find the perfect management platform. However, there are 3 things you need to take a closer look at before choosing one, and those 3 areas would be publishing, monitoring, and reporting. So in the publishing area, you want to make sure you can post and schedule content across numerous social media sites at once. Include text, photos, and links. You want to be able to preview and edit your scheduled posts and review sent posts. Check which sites are supported and look for limits of the number of profiles you can connect. On the monitoring side of things, you want to have a unified inbox with all posts and comments coming to you. You want to be able to have a way to respond to posts and comments directly, even privately without having to log into each site. You want to be able to set up keyword searches across social media, review sites, and web for mentions. And this way you'll get notified of mentions of your company name, product names, competitors, maybe executives' names, easy for me to say, and board members. And then look for limitations in the number of searches you can specify. And then you also want to be able to set up email notifications to yourself when you're getting these comments and posts. And then on the reporting level, you want to make sure that you can configure and schedule stock and custom reports. Track metrics that are most important to you from each of your social media profiles. Identify posts with the most engagement. And then make sure there's an archive of all of your posts as well. Maybe you decide that you want to hire a social media management company. Well, these are some of the reasons why you might want to consider it. It'll save you the cost of hiring that social media manager, and a social media management company you'll find is a fraction of the cost of that. Your marketing department will be happier. They will still need to provide that local content as well as approved content schedules and the creative. Experience. Hiring a social media management company that specializes in your industry will give you peace of mind knowing that you have a dedicated professional handling your social media. They should have the expertise to boost your online engagement, and you'll still have access to your pages, and they'll make it easier for you to monitor comments and respond to them because they will provide you with access to a social media management platform where everything will be in one place. And you will get a better return for your investment. And at LKCS, we do that. We'll do account setup, profile design, social media training, content development, management and monitoring, follower acquisition and retention strategies, social media advertising, and custom contests and sweepstakes. But we aren't an all or nothing management company. For example, if you have an internal structure and the social media management tool in place, but your struggle is with scheduling and content development, we can just do that for you. Or maybe you find that the content creation and the scheduling isn't the problem, but instead it's monitoring and analytics that you struggle with. We have the tools and training you need for that as well. And we can just help you focus on that. I hope this was helpful, and I was able to provide you with some valuable information today to maximize your social media results. If you are interested in scheduling a time to talk about your specific social media structure or challenges, I encourage you to reach out to us, and we'll be happy to talk about your specific needs. And does not appear there are any questions. So with that, I thank you for attending today's webinar, and I hope you have a great rest of the week.